I'd like to begin by thanking Manitobans for their efforts in allowing us to move to Phase 2 of restoring our services and putting us on the road to recovery. It's an exciting time. Seeing increased activity around City of Winnipeg and around the province is heartening, and it happened because of Manitobans, and it'll continue because of Manitobans. More and more businesses and services are opening their doors this week, and I must use this opportunity to remind everyone that life has not returned to normal. Please stay vigilant, continue to take precautions, listen to the advice of our public health officials, avoid a COVID comeback. You're the reason we got where we are, and you're the reason we're going to continue to succeed, but we have to be disciplined in this time of increased freedoms. We can't let those freedoms cause us to have a COVID comeback and then have to go backward. I want to provide some updates today on initiatives that we've taken to assist Manitobans in this unprecedented time. Our Manitoba GAP program, which was designed to complement the federal programs and work in tandem with them, is doing exactly that. And our small businesses that need a bridge to a stronger and better future as they work to reopen safely are getting the supports they need. I'm proud to share with you today that more than 4,700 small businesses are receiving their GAP funding, which is, I am told, the second most generous such support program in Canada. That's over $28 million already paid out, with applications continuing to come in, and we want those applications to come in as businesses move to reopen. We want to encourage all Manitoba small businesses to reopen safely with the proper protocols, and we want to encourage all employees to take the opportunity to come back as soon as possible to work. Don't wait for the federal subsidy supports to run out. If you've got a chance to get back to work, please use this opportunity to get back to work and to help your company and your services be offered to the public safely. Our Economic Support Center, I should mention, which is our call center, has spoken with more than 100,000 businesses, not-for-profits, charities, other community groups as well, to let them know about the GAP program, about the summer student program, about other programs we've designed to support you as Manitobans to get back going again. We want to do everything we can to make sure that Manitobans who need this support are supported during these challenging times. I want to talk for a second about an issue we raised last week with the launch of our new website, and for those of you who have an appreciation for the importance of post-secondary education, you'll also very likely understand that it creates some financial obligations for young people and their families. The best way to get prepared to go to post-secondary institutions, if you have those challenges, is to get some work. And over the summer, we want to help as many young Manitobans get work as we possibly can. We launched our website last Thursday. So far, under the Summer Student Job Recovery Program, more than 900 employers have applied for wage subsidy for over 2,000 student positions. And we're really encouraged by that, but we're ready to do even more. Since we launched the app on Thursday, we have seen over 5,000, I repeat, over 5,000 job applications, and that number is rising as I am speaking to you right now. So I want to really encourage Manitoba small businesses to take a look at hiring young people. This is an important opportunity for you, and it's important for them. So I ask you to get on that website, hook yourself up with the young person of your choice, because you've got some amazing options available to you, and make sure that we get our young people the work opportunities that they deserve to have in these coming weeks and months. Manitoba was the first province to sign on to the cost-sharing plan, commit to the cost-sharing plan with the federal government that I'm going to be talking about here now, to provide additional compensation to frontline workers during this pandemic. Thousands of Manitoba workers have been working to serve others and to keep us safe, and they've been doing so in times that were stressful for all of us, but they were taking additional risks in doing so too. And so we appreciate that. And when the federal government suggested this program, we were first to say, let's get on board with it. Now, your government's been working hard to set out our risk recognition program by working directly with those who provide essential services, such as our labor groups, trade unions, and our small business community. Our initial meetings, two meetings occurred over a 2-week period. We got feedback, obviously, at each meeting, in particular at the first one, and then responded with alternative opportunities for issues to be dealt with in this very complex area. We wanted to make sure that we had a fair plan that compensated Manitobans for their additional risks as much as could be done fairly. We recognized that it was difficult, and there were many difficult issues that had to be addressed, but we asked our group to consider, after the 2 meetings and discussion and the give and take that happened there, which I thank all the groups for, 5 different packages of proposals to see if we could get a consensus, and we have. I want to take a moment to thank each of these groups that took part in this discussion and to say to them and their representatives a sincere thank you for being part of this process. I think there was some real trepidation at the beginning from some of the groups that this was going to be more a political exercise than a public policy one. And I hope every group would agree that the way in which our finance officials led this process and partnered with them was a really good approach, and I hope they would agree that regardless of our disagreements on some aspects among the group, that the consensus we arrived at was fair, balanced, and reasonable. I want to say thank you to Abilities Manitoba, the Business Council of Manitoba, the Canadian Federation of Independent Grocers, the Canadian Federation of Independent Business, Christian Labour Association of Canada, CUPE, the Canadian Union of Public Employees, the Manitoba Association of Healthcare Professionals, the Manitoba Chamber of Commerce, Manitoba Child Care Association Incorporated, the Manitoba Nurses Union, the Manitoba Government and General Employees Union, the Retail Council of Manitoba, Unifor, the United Food and Commercial Workers, and the Winnipeg Chamber of Commerce. Thank you to all of these groups, sincerely, for their ideas, their suggestions, their comments, their appraisal. I think what we've arrived at is a consensus that we can now deliver with pride. We're going to be implementing a program to deliver our risk recognition programs for workers with low and middle income levels. Many different workers, I should point out, are playing important roles during this global pandemic, from nurses to personal care home staff to grocery store cashiers, those who stock shelves, security guards, bus drivers. And I should mention, too, every worker in our province is important. So while we recognize others today, we need to remember the sacrifices that many others who will not be recognized today are making every day. And I want to say to them, to the Manitobans who are working reduced hours right now, we're working diligently to get you back your work and your hours. To those who have lost their jobs, we're working diligently to create an opportunity for you to get your jobs back. And to small businesses facing uncertainty, we're working diligently to make sure that we get back to a period of growth such as we've enjoyed in the last few years, and even beyond that, to find Manitoba leading the way in terms of making progress against this global pandemic. Chaque travailleur est important. Donc, alors que nous reconnaissons les autres, voulons également nous souvenir des sacrifices que beaucoup d'autres font chaque jour. Beaucoup travaillant des heures réduites, certains ont perdu leur emploi. De nombreuses petites entreprises sont confrontées à l'incertitude. This is why resiliency matters, and we will continue on the road to recovery, and we will avoid a COVID comeback by maintaining the disciplined and focused approach not only of the government of Manitoba, but also of Manitobans in respect of respecting one another. This one-time payment is available for all income-tested workers who put in part-time or full-time hours since the state of emergency started on March the 20th until May the 29th. as well as those who would have worked but had to follow public health orders to self-isolate. The full list of eligible positions and organizations, along with online application forms, will be available online tomorrow at manitoba.ca/COVID-19. The key to this turnaround is going to be a strong economic recovery, and Manitobans will get there by sticking to the fundamentals, not only to save lives, but also to allow Manitobans to get their own lives back. La clé de ce redressement sera une forte reprise économique, et les Manitobans y parviendront en respectant les principes fondamentaux, non seulement pour sauver des vies, mais pour permettre à tous les Manitobans de retrouver leur vie. Together, we will beat this thing.